Peace be upon you. Welcome to the chemistry session. Separation technique is our lesson. The objectives that we learn at the end of this video are: define vaporization as the change of state from liquid state to gaseous state. Differentiate between boiling and evaporation. First of all, let's recall what are the states of matter: solid, liquid, and a gas. But what do we mean by the word change of state? A change in the physical state is the change during which a substance transforms from a state to another. Look at the figure, and that shows the different states and the relation between them. If we change it from liquid to gas, we call it vaporization, while changing from gas to liquid is known as condensation. Change from solid to gas, this change is known as sublimation, and from gas to solid, it's deposition, while the relation between solid and liquid, changing from liquid to solid, is freezing, and from solid to liquid is known as melting. This is the relation between them. What about vaporization? Vaporization is the passage of matter from the liquid state into the gaseous state. Look, this picture shows liquid water transforms into water vapor from liquid to gas. This is vaporization. Vaporization is of two types. The first type is known as evaporation. Look at the picture. Under the action of sunlight, the surface of the water evaporated, while the other type is known as boiling. Take a look. Under the action of a fire, the mixture starts to boil. Now, look carefully at this picture and try to define evaporation. We have a sun. The sun heats the surface of the liquid, and the liquid evaporates from its surface. Then, evaporation takes place at any temperature on the surface of the liquid. What about boiling? Look, we use a source of fire. The substance starts to boil, and we use a thermometer. Yes. Think, what's boiling? Good. Boiling takes place inside the liquid with formation of bubbles and at a definite temperature called, what do we call this temperature? Boiling point. Do you have an idea about a boiling point? It's the point in which the substance starts to boil. It's a specific one. Do you know what the boiling point of a distilled water? Good. The boiling point of distilled water is 100 degrees Celsius. Do you observe the bubbles inside the liquid? This indicates that it boils. As a summary, let's make a comparison between boiling and evaporation. Take a few minutes, look at this. This is the first picture. What does it represent? Evaporation. Under the action of sunlight, the surface evaporates. And this is under the action of fire. Then it's boiling. So the first one is evaporation and the second one is boiling. Pause the video and try to fill. Now, the aspect of evaporation, no bubbles, while boiling, we observe bubbles. What about temperature? Evaporation takes place at any temperature, while boiling requires a specific one known as boiling point. While change of state takes place at the surface of the liquid during evaporation, while inside the liquid during boiling. Pause the video to solve. It's evaluation time. Observe the two figures, then identify. Indicate plus justify. Don't forget. The one that corresponds to boiling and that corresponds to evaporation. Look at the first figure. Under the action of sunlight, the cloth are drying. In your opinion, where does the vaporization take place? Do we have any bubbles? Let's take a look on the other picture. Observe the bubbles. Do you see? And we have a fire. We turn on the fire under it. Yes. Then, which one belongs to evaporation? Very good. The first one, evaporation, since it takes place under the action of sunlight without formation of bubbles, while the other one is boiling, since bubbles are observed and vaporization takes place inside the liquid. Prepared by Amani Siblani, recorded by Amani Siblani also, and supervised by Dalal Baez. Thank you for your attention.